I need to talk to the doc. The tired doctor. You.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Oh, damn it. I already did that, no?
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried. You don't have to blame her.
We went through this last time. I'm not a big fan of
Dr.
repeating things that often. I mean, I know I have a short memory sometimes, but damn. Did I not talk to her? Who's this? Oh, that's Milton. I don't know her either. She's probably in the other wing.
I cannot enter.
Oh, but there's a lady in there. It's a lady. Don't know what that's about. That's Pippa. It's a locker. Long letter. Hello, sis. How are things in the big city? Here in Brum, things are not so good. It seems the flu is here again, and we may have we have many new cases of infection in the neighborhood. Oh, she spelled neighborhood weird. Do you remember Miss Scheller, the old drinking hag from the 3rd floor? She passed away 2 days ago, and her flat is already occupied again. Geez, you would have had to pay me. You would have to pay me a huge amount of money to go to sleep in the bed which a woman died of the flu in just a few hours ago. Sorry I did not take time to quickly answer your last letter. Between taking care of little Paul, Mum, Dad, and my job at the factory, I rarely find time to write my favorite sister. By the way, my son says hello to his Auntie Pippa. You should see the little bugger, already driving me mad. And Mum says you'll bring back some of those marvelous cakes next times you come back home. In your hospital letter, you told me you thought about quitting your job at Pembroke Hospital. I have to tell you, Pip, you better think twice. There are always jobs at the factory, but wages are shit, and it's boring as day without a shag. Oh, I have a new fiancé, and no, I'm no slut, you moral bitch, you. Sorry, that just reminds me of letters in high school. So if you really want to quit and do something more useful than counting the dead every morning, maybe you better stay in London and join that band you told me about. Guard of Privin or something like that? Never heard of them. But if they are, like you said, some sort of civil militia, I'm not committed. You might not be surprised at this, but I have not committed to any accent. And I will not, even if I know the voice of the character. Sorry, brah. Just be sure to let the others go in front. That's how my poor Billy got killed in France, by leading too many patrols, bloody war. Anyway, come back as soon as you can, and give me all the good news before that. I am your affectionate sister, Lucy, Paul, Mum, and Dad. That's a long-ass name. Okay. Got experience for snooping on shit. I got new, not her, is Pippa, right? Yeah, Pippa's healthy. Now I confront you.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
You want to quit.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
That kind of sounds like he's telling her, yeah, go ahead, get out of here.
But you're doing something important here. For all the patients who need your help.
We save lives, sure. Each time we send a cured patient home, it's a relief beyond words. But since the epidemic, I feel so powerless.
She's literally a nurse here. They would 100% know.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
And what about me? What about Raven?
And what about Milton Hooks?
Milton
Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my
I was
faith
gonna
has never
say,
been stronger.
kind of sounds like.
Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
I just thought you had self-esteem issues, but
Goodbye,
Okay.
Nurse Hawkins.
rest to evolve. They keep telling me. They keep telling me I better go up to my office. Even though there's people I have not been able to talk to. Oh, wait. Can I ask you about the other sick guy?
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Oh, did that one. Did all else.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your
Cheerio.
nocturnal activities.
Right, that's Pip. Pip, Pip, cheerio. Ooh, these are dead. That dude dying. Who are you?
Good
Dr.
evening,
Old
sir.
Guy?
I'm
No,
Dr.
this is a new
Reed.
one.
I believe we're going to be
There's
colleagues.
a new one.
Reed, yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd.
Oh.
Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say
Yeah,
that
you
I
got
don't
them
particularly
evil
share
eyes.
Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need
What?
here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. What are we gonna do? We're gonna try to take the moral high ground. We're gonna try to just be like, whatever, I do what I want. Or are you gonna justify yourself?
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
I don't need you to like me.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress.
What?
War only reveals the worst in men.
We
What?
can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
You're a prick.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell
I
me.
mean, he
Dr.
told you,
Swansea
but
has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I
Why
know
not?
we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
oh, I get it. You broke.
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
You broke.
Don't be
That's what's
ridiculous,
wrong.
Dr. Reed. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
Since
I
your
got them
tenure in
papers.
this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Ooh, you're just a thing, huh? Did I already do the Pembroke Hospital thing? I guess.
Since your tenure in this hospital
Let's
Oh,
just
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're here.
I don't...
Modern.
Okay, nothing else.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Dorothy Crane. Why does it look like I've talked to her before? I don't know you, lady.
What can I do for
Do
you,
I?
Doctor?
I don't remember. Maybe I did.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in. How does he
Right.
fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep.
Right.
What kind
do?
of...
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought...
Okay.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Did she just look at me? Through the...
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see.
Your condition.
Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and
Harvey
Ackroyd.
Fiddick.
They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, you see.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
That's... Okay.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Then why are you bothering this man? For his blood. Oh! Did not mean to do that. Oh, I guess I'm capable. He didn't really resist. Unfinished letter. Can't read it because it's probably unfinished. Oh, it's probably over here. Oh, weird.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
Okay.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Beatrice, huh?
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick.
Oh.
Could you check on him, please?
Of the
Doctor?
Hampshire guy.
I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Ew, did they not roll out the red carpet? Ew.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Yeah, no, her mind thing is a little too powerful. Oh, there's some Pippa stuff. Did Pippa run a scam? It sounds like Pippa scammed her.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
It makes sense, though.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Okay, alright. Karen.
What can you tell me about yourself?
Tell me about
Mrs.
yourself.
Goswick?
Not much to
Miss
say.
Goswick.
Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Your Mortimer.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
What do you do?
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession.
Oh, shit.
I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Oh, that's kind of dope. I just processed that. I'm not a woman and I have no ambition, so can't really relate. That's why it took me a second.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Alright, let's talk to Mortimer. Hi, Mortimer. Mortimer.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I
got
suppose
slashed.
that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Okay.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Oh, sorry about that.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Okay. Dorothy. There's still doctors I haven't talked to? That's an Indian doctor, right? Hey, you know
Good
Dr.
evening,
Hader.
Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed
Dr.
us
Strickland.
of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Thoreau's quite a name, huh?
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr.
I do.
Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see.
Gotcha.
Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
I might have to floss.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test.
I
A
think he
test
in
of
love.
endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True, true. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Cool with Milton then, huh?
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
You what?
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Okay.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
You know,
I'll give you some advice, but understand
man.
that nothing beats practical experience, which can be exhausting and solitary work.
Of course, sir. And don't worry, I will never allow myself to be a burden, neither to you nor this hospital.
Tell me about yourself, your life in London, personal questions.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly.
Fiddick?
I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's
story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury.
What?
He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father. ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Vampire babies? Harvey, you got vampire babies?
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Okay.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Oh no, I still haven't talked to the Indian doctor. Mortimer got fatigue.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
It never ceases to amaze me how
It's locked, all right.
the dead seem peaceful and lost at the same time.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague?
Rakesh.
Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir.
Doctor who?
I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana.
What?
Pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean? You used to be a doctor. Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
I'm confused.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things.
Tell me about it.
I exchange. Some
Tell
people
me
sell,
about it.
some others buy. I like to help.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm
Okay,
very
Cuomo,
cautious, sir.
calm down.
I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
I guess now that we're in the latter half of it, it's more de Blasio. Okay, de Blasio, calm down, buddy.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
That is a question.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Got it.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Oh no.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Oh, Milton. That's dope. Milton with the hookup, man.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
Okay.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing.
Uh-oh.
And she was looking for your body.
Uh-oh.
She must be very relieved now.
She's relieved of her life.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Oh, man.
It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure
So
they
when I
can be
started
useful.
the stream tonight, I was talking about how I kind of like the music. Do I have money for the formula? I guess the formula is it's a thing a doctor would buy. Like, oh, you have a weird formula. Oh, it's just a sell.
Tomorrow, more bodies will arrive and then sadly depart.
Yeah, so when I when I started the stream, I was talking about how I like the music and I found it like soothing, even though I know it's supposed to be like creepy and stuff. But after spending the last hour, less than an hour, but around an hour, like talking to all these doctors and all these other people, it's a little grating, to be honest, like, because there's a lot of sad stories going on. There's a lot of sad stories going on. So when I tried to see as I've been hearing these stories, I hear the fucking violin pop up every now and then in the story, and it's just like, it's funny and it takes me out of it, and it's a lot. These people are going through a lot, and I guess I'm supposed to say, oh man. Dear love, I finally found the missing money for the fee asked by the ambulance driver to bring you to the hospital. Don't worry about nothing now except getting better. I took care of everything. I asked some of our neighbors and they told me that this Mr. Hooks is something of an honest crook. Mr. Hooks. He may ask for extra money in exchange for a bed, but the bed is then guaranteed. Huh. Sorry, I refused to pay first. I realized how important better soon. Pembroke Hospital is a good place, I heard. Despite the bad behavior of this Milton Hooks. Promise you everything's okay now. I'll see you in a clean bed as soon as possible. I found his blood. Love, Nicolay. Oh, Milton. And that means she does too. Oh, man. Oh, no. Not the money you left in your dead body. And me taking it. I have to confront Milton, most likely, and Pippa about this. Unfortunately, a great deal of fatigue has overtaken me. Also, I gotta try to see what I can do about that sick boy upstairs. I am going to have to just end it right here. Cue the sad violin music, but I'm very, very tired.
Another night with the glorious battalion of Pembroke.
I will continue this soon.